Good morning, BIS 301. Um, I'm kind of reeling right now. Excuse me. I'm at the home office. I have a fan going out of my head. Sorry about that. Um, I just did a 18-minute video for you guys and found out it wasn't being picked up by my headphones, so it was horrible. So I'm going to try this again. Hopefully it'll be better overall. All right. My apologies. So, okay. Um, let's take a quick look at what was going on through module 3, right? I mean, by like Wednesday, we're like halfway through the course. Pretty amazing, huh? But module 3, do a little housekeeping again. You got to capitalize your disciplines. If you don't capitalize, they're not disciplines, and I'm going to continue to ding you because it's important that you recognize disciplines are proper nouns, okay? The history of automobiles, if it's not being used in a title of a book or in a sentence, it's lowercase. If you're talking about history as an academic discipline, then yes, it's a capital letter, right? I hate that fan coming out of my head. What is going on here? It's driving me nuts, man. Okay, so this isn't helping, is it? All right, also paragraphs. Please use paragraphs in your, I'm sorry, I'm just irritated. I just don't like that. Use paragraphs, all right? Boy, if I got to start this one over. Every It's like the painting that follows you around the room, right? Everywhere I go, my fan is coming out of my head. All right. Um, use paragraph breaks, okay? Paragraph indents, okay? It'd be great. Citations. Remember I said that only your maps, I think, are the only paper that requires citation. All right, if you decide to put citations in your discussion boards or anything else, any other paper, you're responsible for citing them correctly per APA as well as doing a reference list. All right, if you're not doing that, you're getting dinged for something you didn't have to do. Think about that, okay? I set up calls with a lot of people and talked to a lot of you about the terminology and the disciplines and things, and I hope you got a better grasp of it now. I think it went really well. Anybody that still is having a little trouble, I don't want that to go over your head. That's foundational. So let me know. We'll talk about it. I got a lot of open time this week. Okay, so yeah, the module 3, again, the plan of study. Overall, you guys did great. I was critical, but I was not punitive, in my opinion, meaning that I criticized some of the dings that you missed out on, but I did not ding you points wise. I want to get my point across because most of it is formatting. Okay, let's just face it. A lot of it was formatting. So like you couldn't resist title page, cover page, abstract, whatever. Don't do that. I don't need that in anything. Okay, I'll start dinging you for that. All right. Um, Also, make sure you put your name on your paper. I had a lot of papers uploaded with no name anywhere, okay? In the wrong font. Remember that, Times New Roman, 12-point font, not Calibri 12, not Arial 14, just Times New Roman 12, all right? Um, Also, people don't use paragraph breaks. Please use paragraph breaks. Don't try to use big gaps between your paragraphs just to stretch out your paper. It doesn't work, okay? All right, so I'll score the intellectual autobiography starting tomorrow, I think. Get that done. Easter egg number 1, okay? Capitalize disciplines. Disciplines being your concentrations, capitalize disciplines / concentrations. Just send me that. You'll get it right. Okay. So module 4. Let's talk about the objective to examine, apply, or compare key insights, concepts, or theories from each discipline to illustrate the disciplinary perspective. You're going to start doing the maps. Maps 1 is this module, then maps 2, maps 3, and modules 5 and 6. This is where you start learning about your disciplines, your concentrations, about certain foundational material from them. Now, of course, you might be taking courses in your disciplines, in your concentrations, but they may not go through some really down to earth, brass tacks basics. And that's what we're trying to do here, all right? Very important point. Maps assignments are not you telling me about your concentration / discipline. The maps are about you going out, gathering, learning information about your concentrations, putting them on a paper for me to look at. So do not look at this as though you're just going to tell me about your concentration discipline and then have no sources because you're not a recognized expert in your field yet, right? Yet. So you have to start somewhere. This is a start, okay? So I want you to go out to get the information from primary sources and start to articulate on that. All right, we'll get into that in a minute. For the readings, we got chapters 5 and 6, although the discussion board mentions chapter 4. I think we did that last week. Chapter 5 and 6, 42 pages for chapter 5, 18 pages for chapter 6. And then Do You See What I See, a classic reading that is really important in terms of our field. That's 13 pages. So that's basically 73 pages. I never used to be a great reader in school. I found out that the more I did it, the better I got at it. That's a shock, right? So do your best, okay? There's not going to be everything in that chapter 5 that you're going to have to read every single word, I suppose, but I want you to get what you can out of it, all right? They're very important in terms of, again, your foundational knowledge in this field, right? Because at the end of the day, at evaluation, I don't want to hear, I don't know what IDS is, right? Okay, all right. So your discussion board, get into that. It's about finding an article of an issue and things and analyzing it through our interdisciplinary lens, things like that, disciplinary lenses. You can just take the questions right off the discussion board and paste them in your post and then respond to each one. That's fine, okay? Put the link to your article in there, okay? So we can see what you're referring to, all right? All right, again, important going forward, looking back, what have you. Easter egg number 2 is use paragraphs. All right, I could say paragraph breaks, I could say paragraph indents, however you want to do it, but use paragraphs, however you want to call it. Use paragraphs, okay? They're important, all right? And don't put big double, triple, quad gaps between them, all right? It just doesn't do anything unless it's a major section, and even then it doesn't have to be that big, okay? All right, MAPS 1. This is a big assignment. It starts you off. The instructions are very comprehensive, very thorough. Be careful going through them. I would emphasize to you that looking at the examples provided, there's an example for MAPS 1, MAPS 2, MAPS 3. Very important to follow those examples, okay? Common mistakes that people make are not using any sources. And then basically what they're doing is they're writing and they're telling me, oh, this is what I know and you should take this as gospel. I already know this. You're going to get dinged huge on that, all right? You need to look at primary sources in your field. What are primary sources? Those that are peer reviewed, okay? They are found in, like, primary sources are textbooks, dissertations, research papers, journals, okay? They are not websites with advertising. No Wikipedia, obviously. No dictionary.com. No encyclopedia.com. No Forbes.com. No investorsdaily.com. No Quran.com. For some reason, the Houston newspaper, Chronicle, is so good. A lot of people use it as a source. Don't. A lot of people try to use Forbes. Don't. Okay, if it has advertising on the website, it is not a peer-reviewed website. Those are secondary sources. I don't have a huge problem if you decide to use secondary, but you better load it up on primary, like 3 per concentration per paper, okay? All right, just to show me how you do it. And then obviously format correctly. Reference lists are hanging paragraph form. If you don't know what that is, find out, Google it, hanging paragraph. All right, reference list starts on the first blank page after the top ends. Okay, in-text citations, APA, learn how to do them. Don't just guess. Here's a tip. They come before the final punctuation. Do not write the sentence period, then put in parentheses, then put in your author, because what you're doing there is that means you're starting the next sentence with the citation. Okay, don't guess. If you use long citations over 40 words, you better format them correctly. It's not the same, all right? So don't bite off more than you could chew, all right? All right, you learned about plagiarism last module, most of you that finished the work, okay? So be careful with how you plagiarize and how you quote and things like that. Don't panic. Don't freeze up. Don't mobilize yourself that you can't even do it because you just don't know what to do. If you run into any obstacles, speed bumps, walls, shoot me an email. Okay, those of you that email me, you know that I respond pretty quickly. In fact, a lot of times I'll wait, not even respond as fast as I could, because I don't want you to like think that you're going to miss it because I just sent it. How can I get it back this fast? You'll think I'm on some automatic reply system. No, I'm basically doing a lot of work on my laptop, and when I see something come in, I like to clear it out of my inbox. That's OCD, whatever that is, right? All right, so the maps is going to be important. Uh, in those terms, look at the scoring of that. Notice how the paper is formatted, okay? Up on top, you're going to have one concentration. You're going to break it down into the sections that are appropriate, and you're going to have a reference list. Then you're going to start a new page with the next concentration. Same sections as you had above, and then you're going to go get to your next page, and you're going to do another reference list, okay? It's like having two separate papers, one for each concentration, but you're putting them together, okay? Do not do one concentration, and then a big reference list. Do not do that. I will ding you for that, okay? Do not give me a cover page, do not give me an abstract, do not give me a title page, anything like that, okay? Um, just, get into it. Some people tend to introduce their work very thoroughly. We don't really need that. I'd rather say, like Nike, just do it, okay? All right. So, boy, I'm only 11 minutes here. Last one took 17. So what did I miss? Okay, because you came out better on this deal. All right. Let's go with number 3 on the Easter egg, and let's call it primary sources. Okay, primary sources. So you know what those are. Again, I do want you to email me if some of the stuff's tripping you up. You don't have time to guess. Take a risk at guessing and take the hit. I'd rather hear from you and either set up a call or just answer you quickly. Note that I do not like writing a big, long, extensive email to one person who doesn't get a particular area. I would much, much, much rather just to talk to you on the phone, okay? For example, like these videos. You think I want to type this out? You think you'd read it? No, it's hard enough watching it, right? Okay, so that should do it. We're going to hit about 13. I want to say forks up. I want to say have a good week. Talk to you soon. Thanks for viewing.